and welcome back to episode 2. We got episode 1, now we at episode 2 of Chatting the Podcast. And I'm so happy to be back with y'all, where you get to hear real talk from real people with real perspectives. Like I said, we're all about having the conversations that matter. And this segment, this month, we're gonna have some personal conversations, me and y'all, about influences. That's our topic right now. That's the hot spot. And we talked about social media, so now we are talking about relationships. And I feel like relationships is a very broad conversation, and we're gonna break it down today. Hello. 4 parts, okay? We're gonna break it down. We got first the gang, like the crew, you know, your peers, as some might say, and how they influence you, how they play a major part in who you are. One, I'll say, from changing friendships to gaining friendships. Friendships is all about evolution. The people that are coming into your life are not, they're supposed to be people who are uplifting you. They're supposed to be people who are constantly evolving with you. Sometimes, you know, if that don't happen, that's where you got to say it's okay to just keep going, moving forward effectively by yourself. But friendships, specifically with the gang, with your crew, it's all about evolving, right? Y'all should constantly be trying to push one another to be better, to be a better version of themselves. And that's another thing, like pushing somebody to be a better version of themselves. Not like what you want, not what, we talk about society all the time, what society says, what, like, if you're friends, you know what's best for your friend. You know what I'm saying? And it's supposed to be, with your friends, you're supposed to be able to pour into each other. If you have friends or a friend group and you feel like you can't be yourself, or like you can't talk about things that are really affecting you, that is not your friend. Like, y'all are supposed to be pushing each other. Y'all supposed to be, if I'm having a hard day, I am calling my gang. I'm calling my people. I'm calling my sisters. I'm calling the people who constantly show up for me and constantly push me and know what's going on in my life and know that I might be having a down moment right now. But I can have a conversation with you and, like, you can pour into me in a way where it changes my perspective. We talk about perspectives, you know, real perspectives. Changing, I might be disappointed on something that I did and you call your friend because you're in your head. And sometimes you need friends that aren't just gonna sit there like you in your head, you feel bad about something that you shoulda, coulda, woulda did. And a friend isn't gonna sit there like, oh, dang, okay. Anyway, should I get this? Should I order? Like, no, a friend is going to be like, okay, so why do you feel that way? Okay, so here's why you should or shouldn't feel that way. Because as your friend, I can see you. Like, the one thing I appreciate about my friendships is that they see me, like, outside of the bubble I see myself in. You know, if I'm beating myself up about something or, you know, not thinking in the way that I normally think, they're like, girl, do you know who you are? And I say to them, girl, do you know who you are? To that same respect, constantly. Like, friendships are definitely I'll say 50-50 in the spectrum where if I need that assistance, I need that guide, I need that push, that's where your friend comes in to kind of take that other half, to be that other half, to motivate you, to push you. And I think sometimes we get confused with this, oh, I'm going to the top, everybody gotta come with me mindset, and get so stuck on that. And instead of it just being like when you have friends and y'all are evolving together, y'all are growing together, you create opportunities for each other. Okay, I am starting my own podcast and I have a friend who is good with camera work. We're now creating opportunities for each other. That's how you bring your friends to the top. That's how you evolve. That's how you move forward. Don't be thinking that just because you made some money, you owe somebody something, or, oh yeah, well, that's my homeboy, so I want to, you know, invite him to this and invite him to this party where it's going to be a networking event. But you know, shorty going to come in there boofing, cussing up a storm, making you look bad. And Like, you gotta set boundaries for who your friends are and what they represent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's something that you definitely gotta pay attention to, because I think in friendships, you wanna see everybody win, but it's how do we effectively move forward? As my friend, now I'm not being a good friend to you. Because if I'm not doing that, why would you be doing that? And be real about that. If you're in a friendship and you see that this person is doing something that you wouldn't normally do, why aren't you calling them out for it? Like, why are you just saying, I mean, that's their thing for real. But it's not cute. Like, it's not it's not getting with the get down. Like, it's not. So I definitely think when we're talking about influences and we're talking about relationships, you have to watch the circle you have around you, and not in everybody out to try to get you, but you spend a lot of time with these people. You're vulnerable with these people. You communicate with these people. You might tell some of your, deepest emotions and secrets to these people, and they can't just be anybody. Like, sometimes, and watch this, even knowing that you got certain friends for certain things. Because sometimes there are certain friends where it's like, nah, if I'm crying right now, I can't call them because they're going to laugh at me. And I love them, but I don't need that right now. I need the friend who is going to help me break down my emotions because they understand me so well, And that's okay, too. Like, every friend doesn't have to fulfill the same needs, I guess you could say, but everybody in your life should be playing a vital role into helping you even develop as a person. I know people that I've associated with myself, my roommate, like, she's expanded my entire mental because we're so different. And you would never think that two people like us, my little tail from Baltimore, Maryland, grew up down the street, and my friends, let me get my right rundown. My little Baltimore, Maryland church girl loved the Lord. And one of my closest friends is a Turkish Muslim woman. And in my brain, I never, best like this? Yes, and we're so different. We grew up so different. But she expands my thinking. She makes me question things that I never even talked or thought about. One topic, this is I guess for somebody who's not from America, this will probably resonate, but I never talk about Americans. I've never said oh yeah, Americans. And when I was friends with her, she'd be like, yeah, because Americans. And I'd be like, dang, I guess we are this. But here, we just see it as everybody's broken down into, I'll really say, a race, gender type, whatever. That's how we like to break everybody up. It's not oh yeah, that one group. And that thought alone has made me really think about just other people's perspectives completely. That's one of the reasons I even wanted to start this podcast, and eventually can't wait to start bringing people on to just be able to capture those different perspectives. So to the friends point, be around people who are constantly challenging you to make you better. Absolutely. Because if you're not, then you're not going to grow, because you're going to be as stagnant as they are, please. Romantic relationships. Romantic relationships are supposed to be something that is beneficial. You know what I'm saying? I said, let them be beneficial, not a burden. Let that sit for a second. Because the minute that you're in a relationship and it's taking time away from the things you need to do for yourself, when it's, pulling you away from the people that were close to you, that's not cute. I don't know what this new, toxic, norm is. Toxicity is cute. That's this kind of stigma that we've put together and thought was a good idea, and it's not. It's not cute to be blowing up somebody's phone because they don't want to answer. They don't want to talk to you. That hit somebody. They don't want to talk to you. There are certain things that people do right now. Ooh, first link up. why is it at the crib? You know, dates are a thing, y'all. Like, dates are definitely a thing. Going out is a thing. Being interactive is a thing. Like, relationships are supposed to be beneficial. That person's supposed to take you out your comfort zone, you know, show you new experiences, show you a new norm. Like, that is what relationships is supposed to be about. And people always say that relationships are never 50-50, and I do agree with that. Like, I do feel like with relationships, especially romantic, it should be 80-20 sometimes. It should be like the, you know, constant shifting for each other. Because if I'm gonna be honest, it's like the places where I need help and I need improvement, that's what my partner is there for. Like, I don't know, and I'll say this too with the whole relationships thing, I'm not dating to date, I'm dating to marry. And that's something that a lot of people aren't. Like, some people are just dating to have a good time. And I know some people are like, oh my God, we so young, we gotta have fun. Yes, we gotta have fun. But dating to marry doesn't need to be a scary tone. Like, it's not scary at all. What you're saying is, I'm dating people, I'm not messing with people, but I'm dating people, I'm going on dates, interacting, gaining experiences with people to see what I like and what I don't like. Duh. How you gonna find your husband if you don't know that you don't like people who, I don't know, like, I don't like stink. Like, stinker, stinker butt, stinker poo, stinker bye. I don't like that. So if you call me or you text me and you be like, oh, hey, stinky butt, like, and it's a dude, like, you trying to talk to me and you texting me stinky butt, I'm gonna text you 3 laughing emojis and say wrong one. Wrong one. Because I don't like that. But I know that. I know that I like to go on dates. I know that I like dates with new things. Like, I want to try something new every single time we go. I want to go to a museum this time, but this time we in Baltimore, next time we in Jersey, then we just go to Atlanta. Like, why not? It's all about experiences. It's about living life. Like, I want to be able to sit with my kids one day and be like, yeah, me and your dad, like, traveled the whole world together and we can't wait to take you there. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what relationships are supposed to be about. Taking each other out your comfort zone. Improve. Like, I want one day my husband to say, you made me a better man. That's what a real relationship is about. This whole just staying up under each other for hours for no reason, being unproductive within your relationships. If you've been with somebody for, I'll even say over a year, and you haven't done something that you would have never done before, that's not the relationship for you. Sorry to tell you, but it's not. Like, the person that you want to end up with is somebody that excites you, someone that makes you happy. And it's not going to be the person you've been just laid up in a crib every day eating Cheerios for the past year and a half. Yo, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you're done. But relationships can influence, and that's why when we talk about relationship influences, like, relationships can even influence how you think, how you feel about yourself. I know people who have been in relationships and they thought less of themselves because of their partner. What? That, anybody you have around you in your circle, from your friends to we have relationships, so your boyfriend, your girlfriend, like, they have a huge influence, but it's just making sure that they're positive. Like, I want us to break out of this just cycle of feeling like, I mean, it's okay. Like, okay, everybody has a toxic relationship. Like, everybody just gets cheated on and just goes back. Like, it's in the song lyrics. You know, but no, y'all, it's not cute. It's not cute. Like, as a whole, like, we definitely need to reevaluate that. And next, we're going to talk about family relationships. And I think that this sits differently for everybody. I can only speak on my behalf of my experiences. And I'll say one of the biggest things as I've grown into the young woman I am today is remembering those that have been along for your journey. Like, everybody can't be I know for me, I do have a lot of family. I have an extended family. You know, I got that whole mommy daddy set up. So, you know, I got one family over here, one family over here. But I'll say that being blessed to have a family who is so understanding and can, cooperate, and, be in each other's midst in behalf of me, is something that I do value. And I will say, if you have, you're close knit with your family, or you even have a relationship, parents, aunties, uncles, you can't forget about the people who have been watching you from day one. Because, your friends are cool. Like, you got some people that you done really rode out with from day one. That's cool. But, like, nobody's going to have your back like your family. And I'll say that in the way that I know it. I know not everybody's family is the same, so take that as you may. But I know for me and the loving family that I do have, like, it's okay not to be with my friends every weekend. If I just recently picked up my little cousin and we had a whole weekend together. 7 years old, did her nails, watched movies, went to the carnival. Like, it's okay to stop and enjoy time like that, because I'll tell you what, I know she's going to remember that forever. And it's bigger than just you. Like, and I feel like I've lost a good amount of people in my life. And because of that, I value those that I have. And I'll definitely say, like, tomorrow's never promised. And with your family, when life moves so fast, you definitely have to continue to make time for them, because they are the ones that, when I'm talking about influences, like, I'll say, like I said, take it with a grain of salt, but I know my family has my best interest in heart. And I mean that, they might not know everything about my job or things like that. Like, that's a whole nother spectrum. But I'm talking about, I bring a dude home and they looking like, or even the fact that with my family, I know what a real man looks like. I know what a man who takes care of his business looks like, because my father showed me that. He showed me what it means to handle your own, even in the midst of life going 360, what it means to truly go out your way and love a woman unapologetically. Like, I know what that looks like, and that influenced me to one day want to have a relationship like that, but setting standards to have a relationship like that. I ain't gonna find that if I'm messing with the dude who keep doing me wrong. Come on. So anyway, even, because I be confused sometimes when I see this, especially them dudes, like, when you see real relationships, like, you have parents that have been able to set that standard, like, don't let that be something that you just push by. Like, let that be something that you really value, and that you really, like, your daddy got your mama for a reason, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So, like, pay attention, because it never hurt nobody. A lot of these dudes could take some advice from people nowadays. A lot of people don't even have life skills. I know dudes who don't know how to change a tire or cut grass. That's crazy. I mean, I could do it myself for real, but I'm just saying, change a tire and cut grass. And you want to be able to do that type of stuff to be able to one day show, like, your son. Like, my dad, he's able to, he's very good with his hands. He does a lot of building, stuff like that. And it's influencing my brothers to be able to have life skills to take care of themselves. Everything you do is influencing somebody. Your family, my little cousin, I have the biggest influence on her, and I appreciate and love that. But I know that I watch everything, you know what I'm saying? I do everything intentionally, because I know people are watching, especially my family, especially my younger cousins, things like that. So remember where you came from, and always, always, always put your best foot forward, because the family, like, everybody else is cool, but my family, if I can have an impact on that, I'm winning. Like, if my brothers want to step out of their comfort zone and do something because I just jumped out on a limb, I'm winning. So just keep that in the back of your mind. And I'll also say, with influences too, sometimes in the extent where family may not be the best, family circumstances may not be the easiest, the smoothest, the conversations might not be flowing all the time, but I'll say to that, it's okay to live your life unapologetically. Like, unapologetically, but, like, being okay with the fact that you're my family and I love you, but I'm still like, you still know who I am. Like, we still have that relationship, but I'm taking you for who you are, and I'm just loving you unapologetically. Because we got that too. We definitely got that too. And I'll say the biggest relationship that matters, especially influencing, is your personal relationship with yourself. Crazy concept, right? Take yourself serious. Like, that's my biggest thing. Like, I know what I do, what I say. The words that come out of my mouth, I watch because I'm influencing myself. If I'm waking up every day being like, girl, you look ugly. You look stupid. You look crazy. That's feeding into me. Like, that's getting in my mental where it's something that I'm thinking. Like, I'm saying and not even realizing it. Like, not even realizing how much that is influencing me. I even say that for myself, I know that I'm a writer. I'm a visual person. So the way that I guess I try to talk myself up, influencing myself, I write my goals down. Every year on, what's that, January 1st, I write my goals down. And I look at them, I manifest them, and I also take action toward them, but I write them down. I have some understanding with myself that I'm going to improve and get better every single year. Every single year, I'm going to get better. Because I'm taking the time out to what? Take myself serious. Your personal relationship, at the end of the day, you are all you have. Like, your family, amazing. The boo-boo, cute. The gang, love y'all. But at the end of the day, all I have is me. So if I'm not taking care of myself, if I'm not making sure I'm on my P's and Q's by setting goals, by creating a schedule, by eating healthy, taking my life serious, like, how am I gonna improve? You affect yourself more than you really know. Influence yourself, yo. Before we try to influence TikTok, Instagram, influence yourself to be a better version of yourself. Take yourself serious. As always, y'all, it's been fun chatting, and I can't wait to see y'all next